It going. I appreciate everyone's patience. Just make sure that stream's working. Try to avoid the echo. Looks like it's working. Let me know in the chat. Is the audio good? Everything good on your end? I appreciate everyone hanging out for the last 15 minutes. I scheduled it for quarter of, but I went live at 3 p.m. I was packing orders and prepping for this, watching Cold Stream, Peek That Chew, which I linked in chat. He had Jake and Nick on. Pretty nice chat. New channel he's got going on over there. Every week or two, he's having different collectors on and just highlighting. Appreciate it. Unit, Shiny Typhoon. Turn on my fan real quickly. I forgot to turn that on. But yeah, nice conversation with Colt, Nick, and Jake over there to warm me up for this live. I was live last night with Jake. I'm gonna be live tomorrow with Pokeflips, Nick, and Charlie Herlocker. So let me actually link that while I'm talking about it. So there's the link to Pokeflips. If you're not subscribed yet, I definitely recommend you subscribe. A lot of great long-form conversations over there. We've been doing Pokeflips live. The last one, and then tomorrow's is actually live as well. And Charlie's going to be a great guest, great guy to pick his brain. So be sure to check it out. And if you can, hop in, ask questions live. If you can't, you can go back to our last episode, ask questions there, and I'll pull those out to be used in the live stream with Charlie. So yeah, with that, on to the topic of today's live stream. Gonna be a fairly short one as far as my live streams tend to go. Quitting time's in 90 minutes, so we got a 90-minute live stream. There's the button. This is what we're gonna be looking at. Two main things. I have a graded pack return from PSA. It's all WotC packs. If anyone remembers from a month or two ago now, I bought a jungle box, a fossil box, and a rocket box. I believe all in one heritage auction, or maybe in two close proximity heritage auctions. And from each, I did the $50 grading tier, and I graded a handful of the lights that were in good condition. So I'm pulling up right now the PSA order on that. I know every time I have a return, people always like to ask when it was sent, just to get an idea for their turnaround time. So this arrived to PSA on July 1st. It was entered on July 5th, and it shipped on August 16th. So about 45 calendar days to turn around the $50 pack rating tier, which is currently the cheapest pack rating tier that's open. So where's my highlighted message? There it is. So yeah, in the title, I had grading Superbubble. I went live last night with Jake on the Pokenomics channel. By grading Superbubble, I mean that grading, as I have graded cards in front of you, grading is heavily overvalued in my opinion, and I think it's so overvalued that largely it's a bubble that will pop. You might say, didn't the 2020 bubble already pop? A lot of things across the board, not across the board, but largely are down anywhere from 20 to 80%. Some things are flat or up, having never really fallen with the bubble pop. But I think things have a ways to go. And I'll kind of, as I show some of this stuff, I'll kind of talk through why I say that. Context and all this, I could be wrong. These are just my opinions. And that's the opinions of someone who has a vested interest in selling these for high values. So I just think the multiplier from a PSA 9 to a PSA 10, or from a PSA 10 to a black label, or to a perfect 10 at CGC, just doesn't feel sustainable to me. And the fact that we're grading Everything. Again, it's kind of ironic that I'm showing you graded packs, but I've graded coins. I think they grade pins to some extent, non-Pokemon. They grade Funko Pop figures now. They're starting to grade VHSs. They grade video games. We're grading everything. We're encapsulating everything in plastic. The raw items value is being multiplied many times over just due to the plastic encapsulation and the third-party opinion, which, again, in my opinion, is inconsistent enough, imprecise enough, inaccurate enough to not justify these large premiums. So that's what I mean by grading Superbubble. But yeah, going on, I'm going to show you the pack return. Very rarely that I get a submission return without an upcharge. So usually I have very, very large submissions, usually 200 to 500 cards that I submitted through a middleman, and almost always at least one card gets upcharged. So when that happens, you usually get an entire list of all your cards, and I end up seeing all the grades. I didn't see the grades of these. Nothing was upcharged. I think let me double check. I believe the value limit of the $50 pack rating tier is 500. So presumably none of my cards were deemed high enough over 500. Oh, sorry, 1,000. So yeah, very, very comfortably. None of these packs from Team Rocket, Fossil, or Jungle. Hopefully there's some PSA 10s in there, but even in PSA 10, they aren't worth more than 1,000. So there was really no risk of being upcharged on anything. Honestly, if they had a $30 pack rating tier with a $500 limit, that's the one I would have opted for. But it was nice to get these back in about 6 weeks. So yeah, after the pack return, I've got a little bit of a teaser here for a collection that I bought. I bought a pretty nice collection. Shout out Michael, a friend that I met back in DC at 2019 Worlds. Michael from Canada reached out to me, and I mentioned his name a few weeks back. I showed some cards that I bought some really nice stuff. I still have yet to list some of it, but really cool graded cards, some Shiny Star V, some raw stuff. I don't know if Jake's done streaming with Colt, if he's going to be here. We got a nice stack of raw baby shinies. You got to show those off. We got a Greninja, some handful of Greninja Gold Stars sealed. Always like to see those. But yeah, there's just a little bit of a teaser. There are more. There's a stack of raw stuff. There's a stack of graded stuff. Some pretty good promos in there. And then a teaser and a question for anybody. Does anybody know what this item is? What to expect in here? Really cool card. The cards that I've never owned before. For the graded as well. There's some cards in here that I've never owned before, and it's always cool, just as part of my journey doing business in this, to get a new card added to the inventory and or the collection that I've never owned before. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you know what's in that yellow folder. But we'll get to it in a little bit. Let me catch up with chat here. Jay says, grading has become too normalized. I speak to people all the time who've been in the hobby for a week and are trying to buy to grade and flip. Grading used to be the end goal. Now it's the first step. Yeah, I mean, I think grading, I've mentioned it many times, but I'll just recap it very quickly. Grading is a necessary thing. Grading is a third-party opinion of, one, authenticity, two, condition. And it allows for an unbiased third party to say, hey, the buyer and the seller transacting on this item. Let's look at one pack. So when I go to sell this card, the buyer can be sure to some extent that this is a mint pack. PSA is graded at mint 9 on their scale of 1 to 10. So that's not me stating its condition. That is an unbiased third party stating their professional opinion on condition. And that's needed in the hobby. I do see the merit in that, and I do see the need. But what really, in my opinion, has happened is, like, if you look at these two packs, if I crack these out of the cases, or if I just don't show you the labels, and to be fair, in my opinion, pack grading is worse than card grading. Card grading, I can see more the difference between a 9 and a 10, but pack grading, I'm really at a loss. So, like, this card, or this pack, I'm going to be able to sell it for hundreds of dollars more than this pack, just because PSA put 10 on the label instead of 9. If I was tasked with what did PSA actually see, the differences between these, I'm not going to turn this stream into that. I've talked about that so many times, but I just don't see or believe or feel the difference at all, especially when it comes to packs. So yeah, like the overvaluation, and that's all in my opinion. Clearly, the market is the sum of all of its actors. I'm only one actor in the market. So the market has more reason to be taken as right or more accurate than me personally as a single person. So I say all this in that context with that disclaimer that just because I'm saying it, some random guy on YouTube, doesn't mean I'm right and all the prices need to fall. I could just be wrong into perpetuity, but there are certain cards that I'm quite certain the grading premium will drastically fall on. Getting quite a few 10s here, which is nice. You'll feel like playing a little bit of a lottery when you send in packs to be graded, and it's nice to get some wins there. But yeah, let me continue. Grading really should be reserved for things that are rarely found in pristine condition, and that's where you get into the 25 years later, there's only 120 or so examples of a PSA 10 base set first edition. Something like that makes more sense. Still, I mean, $200,000 versus the 9 being 25,000. I still don't get it, but I'm not the target demographic for an item of that caliber. That is way too high of a portion of my net worth. That's exceeding the net worth of many people, the vast majority of collectors in the Pokemon hobby. I mean, that single card, $200,000 for a PSA 10 first edition Charizard. That's exceeding many people's net worth in this sphere. So, yeah, thanks for asking. Definitely leave your questions in chat. As always, I'll try to stay up with chat while also showing off the collection and the graded slabs I got back. Yeah, some of this stuff. I got some random stickers I sent at 18. Gonna be funny to see the grades on those. I have a bunch. I have a monster box of Topps. So years ago, when Topps was not in vogue or whatever you want to say, I opened a dozen or so Topps Chrome boxes at 100 each, and I opened dozens of Topps Movie 2000 boxes at $30 to $50 a piece, if I remember correctly, and I think those are like $2,000-$3,000 now. I have so many of those stickers. I have so many die cuts. I have so many miscellaneous cards from Topps. I need to decide whether I go PSA or CGC, but at some point I have to. Yeah, Matt. Definitely we've got some overlap in our packs. Why don't I show the next stack while we see what other questions roll in. So we've got a PSA 10 Lapras. Ooh, we got a PSA 8. And that's, again, like, I took a full box of 36 packs, and I looked them over. I sent the better looking ones. What made this get an 8 versus this get a 10? Again, we're not going to let this devolve into that, but I've never been able to tell the difference. On cards, I'm uncomfortable with the overlap between like the 9 and 10 grade specifically, because that's the highest end of the grading scale. That's where most of the money is, and I'm just not at all comfortable with the overlap. Like Venn diagram between a 9 and a 10, so much of that resides in the center. And we might as well just finish off the slab, the graded pack slabs, to see what we've got here, and then we'll continue on. We got a Wigglytuff PSA 10, Flareon PSA 10. Really happy with the 10 rate here. This is one of the better 10 rates I've gotten, I would say, as far as packs go. Jungle looking really nice. I believe the boxes I paid, I mean, these boxes are all floating right around 10 grand. So if you do the math quickly, for unweighed packs, you're paying on average for the 36 packs, high 200s. Clearly, these are light packs. I have the heavies reserved to sell it not Long Beach, to sell it Denver Collecticon or wherever I may sell them. But yeah, you're not going to grade heavy packs and encapsulate a hollow, right? So my cost basis on these, given that I've reserved the 12 heavies, I sent off the lights, some of the lights, not all of them. I'm also selling some packs as light or doing something with them in the future. But yeah, my cost basis is in the low mid twos on these, and I think PSA 10. Last I looked, I believe they sell around 400 to 500. Pretty decent premium for a $50 grading fee. The 9s and the 8s are probably break even, or the 8s are almost certainly going to be a loss. I might just, I don't know, crack those out and sell them raw as a light pack raw. I'm not going to re-roll them. I'm not going to crack and regrade any packs. Raw packs are just too accessible to get again. So yeah, I don't know. Thrifty says seems like Peak That Chew and them are almost done. I did drop the link above. Let me actually see quick. Oh yeah, they're still going. So that's one of his lengthier podcasts he's done, I believe. But yeah, that's all my packs. That's I'm gonna throw them behind me now. I will have to get those listed. I don't know if I'll get to them this week, but hopefully by next week I'll get those up. Nice to have some new inventory back. My ultra modern packs. One thing, I posed the question in Pokenomics Discord. What's preventing me from grading more ultra modern packs at 50 a pack? I'm selling out of Hidden Fates PSA 10 packs for like 150 to 200 bucks each. The 9s are selling for anywhere between 60 and 100 each. Some of the 8s, I had some PSA 8 ultra modern packs that were selling for like 60 bucks. So pretty much break even, pretty close on the break even on the 8s. PSA 9s making 20 bucks or so. PSA 10s making 50 to 100 bucks. Let me know in the comments below, how crazy is it to grade? Hidden Fates is a $15 pack, Evolutions is a $15 pack. How crazy is it to grade a $15 pack for 50 bucks? How crazy is it to grade like a $2 pack for 50 bucks? I haven't graded any Evolving Skies packs, I don't believe. Maybe I graded a couple, but should I grade some Brilliant Stars packs? Should I grade some Evolving Skies packs? I really would rather wait for $25 or $30 grading, but it feels like there's a play there, even at the $50 tier. I don't think I saw any guesses in the comments on what are in these envelopes. Let me see if I get any. My ad to join the video was a PWCC Vault ad. I get hit with, I finally got YouTube Premium. I consume so much YouTube content that I finally opted to go for YouTube Premium. It's handy to be able to put your phone in your pocket when you're hooked up to your earbuds or whatever and turn the screen off, and you can download videos for flights or long car rides, whatever. I don't get ads anymore, but I used to get assaulted with Whatnot ads. Almost 95% of them probably were Whatnot ads. They've got a high ad spend going on. My follow-up to that question is, do you think it would be better to collect 9s right now, since it seems like the jump between a 9 and a 10 in price is super high, or will 10s hold value better? That's like one of the age-old, there's so many age-old questions, there's so many age-old debates. I don't know the answer. My strategy has always been 9s. Until more recently, my strategy has more and more become like, let me get really clean CGC 8.5s, or let me get even clean PSA 8s, CGC 8s. I mean, along the same lines, the 9 and the 10 overlap for my comfort level is way too high. So I'd rather buy a 9 at slightly below market. So market price has a range. I want to be towards the lower end of the market price range when I buy. And PSA 9 has a range. I want to be near the higher end of the PSA 9 range. So buying for the low end of price, the higher end of condition. That's what it comes down to. I deal in so much quantity as a collectible dealer, seeing so many slabs cross over my desk, and I can pick and choose when I have 5 copies of the same card. Just keep the cleaner one, sell on the lesser one, crack some of the cleaner ones to try and upgrade them, optimize them. So that's always been my play. I feel like the more premium, back to the title of the video, grading Superbubble, back to that, the more premium you pay for the piece of plastic, the more risky it is inherently. To me, when you crack an item out of a slab, let me take one of these back. If I crack this out, like right now, let me pull it up just to, just to fully demonstrate what I'm talking about here. So a PSA 10 booster packs have this weird thing too, where, let me see. Okay. The booster packs still have this weird thing going on where some of them are old ones with the labels folded over. So like here's a PSA 10 with the old style. It's essentially a damaged pack being sold for 400. Oh, actually, that one's Spanish too, so you can't see it from here. Let me click in. This one's actually Spanish, if you can make that out from there. So this one's not even applicable anyways. I don't know why. Why are we so off center? There we go. So this one's actually Spanish, so that one's not applicable anyways. Let's look at, so our low list for a PSA 10, it's actually a Wigglytuff, so it's the same art, $600. Let's look at our last sold. Last sold is $311 at auction for the new pack style too. So this card, I mean, these things honestly, it's a video I'm going to get to in the future. The difference between buy it nows and auctions is quite vast. I'm going to sell this as a buy it now. I'm not going to auction it off, because if I were to auction it, to get $311 for a 10, that's like a win. I mean, a 10 is the best you can get at PSA. To pay a $50 grading fee on a pack that I paid nearly $250 for, and then to sell it for $310, that's a losing proposition. That's actually, I mean, it's good to see from a perspective that people aren't way overvaluing that plastic, but I think a lot of it comes down to, yeah, like here's a buy it now that sold for $470. At $470, I'm making a decent margin. $455 in an earlier auction. So maybe these are trending down. Maybe I'm not going to make out that well, but I'm quite confident, given that the low list is 600. If I pop it up for between 470 and 500, it'll probably sell relatively quick. But yeah, that to me feels reasonable, honestly, that the premium isn't crazy. Because like what I was getting at, $500, $450 to $500 in PSA 10. If I crack it out and then try to sell it, it's still worth like $250. The value only goes down 40% or so. That to me isn't an unreasonable. It's not even a 2x multiplier on the raw value to the 10 value. Now, if you look at something else, let me look at something else here. Trying to think what I have handy that'll be a good demonstration. Like even this card, it's only a PSA 9, but if I had to guess, it's a first edition, non-hollow. It's a common from Gym Challenge, Giovanni's Meowth. If I had to guess, this is probably going for $25 in 9. In a 10, it's probably going for 40 or 50 because it's Meowth. And if I were to crack this out and sell it as a mint single, if I wanted to sell it near mint, mint plus, whatever I want to call it, it's not going to sell for more than a few bucks. So from raw to mint, it's like a 10 times multiplier. And from raw to PSA 10, it's like a 20 times multiplier. To me, and when the value is so low, the multiplier is maybe less valuable than the addition. So say this is a $3 raw single, and now it's a $25. That's a plus $20 premium apparently, approximately for the 9. Grading costs are $30 right now, so some people would say that's reasonable. We're going to get back to sub $10 grading at some point. So to me, like, what this card is worth graded doesn't make that much sense to me from a forward-looking, like, investment perspective. If you're a collector and you have $25 and you want to buy this 9, it's not an unreasonable purchase either. The whole slabs are bags argument, the whole bubble conversation, all relies around people with the wrong intentions or the wrong expectations. If you have the expectation that, hey, I'm buying this to consume it, instead of going out to dinner, instead of going and playing a round of golf, I'm going to spend my $25 on this instead. And you attribute $0 to it after you buy it, and it goes into your collection and you just enjoy it for what it is. That's perfect. And that is not indicative of a bubble. But what's indicative of a bubble, and maybe this card isn't the best example, but like people buying it as an investment, thinking it's going to go up. Oh, the grading costs 30, so to buy a mint card for 25, that's a great deal. Like that's the thinking that I don't really follow along with. Um, I was bummed you didn't go to Collecticon in Long Beach. I saw Old Skool and thought you'd be there too. Yeah, unfortunately, Long Beach was a hike, and I picked my three. Orlando and Charlotte were a blast. Closer to me too. Denver's gonna be a blast. I didn't make it to that one. We'll see next year what the new slate of events will be. Hopefully, we'll get that announced late this year. And I'll try to pick out 3 or 4 to hit up next year too. With Worlds being in Japan, Worlds is not going to happen for me. I have an old slab of a PSA graded pack. Do you think that old new slabs will carry that much of a difference in price? I agree that the new slabs look better, but the old style feels nostalgic. Personally, I hate the old style. I used to grade and flip some because there was money to be made, but I never liked the feel of it or the look of it. The look was really bad. The feel was bad. Pat Flynn, Deep Pocket Monster, did a video where he cracked out a pack and there were clear like creases on the pack. Like damage is being done when you fold the flaps over. Not surprising at all. And I've heard of things too where people have like base set first edition PSA 10 booster packs and they're just getting them recased and the grade is staying the same. All that stuff just feels and sounds really bad. I don't like it. So I don't touch the old packs. I really don't buy packs too often. I have at various times bought a graded pack to just flip. Generally, I'm just grading raw ones to sell them graded. And all those end up in the new cases, so I feel way better about that. Another question to Dan and everyone not related to packs. Arita is going to Norway in September for an event. I was told he will most likely do personalized signatures. Is this common? Signatures have been being cracked down on really strongly. I think Pokemon doesn't like the whole stonking out of the secondary market on signatures. At Worlds, as far as I understand, I didn't go, but they would not only would they only do personalized signatures, they wouldn't sign personal items. I believe they had a poster that they would sign for you that they provided. Everyone got the same poster signed, and I think you had to have it personalized with your name. So they won't sign your cards. They won't do illustrations or sketches for you. It's literally just their name, your name, and it's on an item of their choosing, as far as I understood. So hung out with Nick and DNA at Collecticon Saturday. Where were you at? I was home. I was upstate New York. Are we grading MetaZoo packs yet? Mason, I haven't even thought of that. And for 50, that's too much. But I'm absolutely gonna grade some MetaZoo packs when the time comes. Hi Campus Cards, big fan of yours. Shout out Campus Cards. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Sorry, Mason. Camps Cards, Campus Cards, and Isle Collectibles. We got Edison and Mason in the house. Two great guys. We got Ava in the chat. I say quit while you're ahead, but who knows? I don't know if that's on Kraken. I don't know if that's on grading packs or if that's on Kraken slabs. Is the $50 pack grading fee a standard fee or one that may come down over time? Historically speaking, my prior submission to this one, I had graded for $25 a pack. That was... So in March of 2021, the end of March, PSA shut down the $20 tier, and the lowest tier that remained open for cards was like $300 or higher. Yet the $25 pack tier remained open for a month or two later. So in April or May of 2020, I sent out a bunch of packs, modern packs at like $25 a piece. So historically speaking, 20 to 25 used to be the floor, I believe, for grading packs. Hopefully we'll get back there, but I'm not sure. Oh, Mason. ANA airline promos. Good guess. That's not what these are. 2021 Chant Festivals. I think the terminology's wrong there, but that's, yeah. Celebration Fanfare. Let's crack into one. I believe they're all the same. Again, shout out Michael. We don't want to get... I think I might have just showed it, but yeah. As far as I understand, why don't I pull up the Bulbapedia page too? Because they know more than me. So Celebrations Fanfare is a stadium card. It's one of the SP promotional cards. It was awarded to players who had accumulated at least 30 championship points over the course of the 2020-2021 season. As with the previous season, the reduced point requirement was due to the effects of the pandemic. The tournaments were harder to enter, less of them were going on. They lowered the point threshold to 30. I don't know how points were awarded. I don't know how difficult that would have been to get, but this is the original envelope it was awarded in, and it's just a really cool kind of a player's promo for actually playing the TCG. Little to maybe to some people's surprise, but these cards we love to collect. There's actually a game that you can play with them. I've never played myself proper, but yeah, this is one of the cards that would have been awarded for people who actually played during last season. And I'm gonna try to take it out of here nicely because this is a card that I will probably look to grade with. I don't know whether I'll go CGC or PSA. Shout out Isle Collectibles, actually. Yeah, that's why he knew what they were. I did a little bit of comping when I was figuring out what I wanted to pay for the collection. And I think he has the only listing on eBay for a CGC 9 and a CGC 8.5, if I remember correctly. So, Japanese Nuback, pretty good condition. This one looks pretty nice. Let me get it in its card saver set aside. As I show, I won't say. Well, I guess I'll say the price I paid for the whole collection. So I paid 5,400 USD. The buyer's from Canada, so it was paid out in CAD, but I think all three of these are the same. It wasn't just these three envelopes. I'll show you, as I showed earlier, kind of teasing. I'll show you the other stuff that came with it. There is a lot of cool cards in it included, but like one really lower tier trophy, I'd say, lower tier prize card, trophy card that I've never owned before that I'm pretty excited to get to own, along with these. This one's called Celebration Fanfare, but there was actually another name. Player Ceremony, I believe, is what it used to be called in a prior year. So Player Ceremony or Celebration Fanfare. That one I already took out. Or I think one of them came empty because I think one of them was already graded. So yeah, there's another one. I think that would have been the individual's name. That's probably why it's blocked off. But yeah, catch 'em all collectibles. Gotta catch 'em all. I'm never going to own all of them at once, but it's always really cool to just get a new card in hand that I've never owned before. I've never owned this Celebration Fanfare, and now I can say that I have another one checked off the list. Ultimately, I'll probably sell all these copies. I don't think I'll add one of these to like my personal collection binder, but maybe they'll exist in my inventory for. I mean, if I grade with PSA, I'll probably have them on hand for a year at least. But if I grade them with CGC, they might be gone a bit quicker. But then I'll be competing with Edison on pricing. So we'll have to see which route I go. But yeah, I have two of them raw, and I believe one of them was graded. So let's show off the raw cards first. Let's catch up on chat a little bit. We'll tease a little bit with the baby shiny and the gold star frog. Yep, Celebrations Fanfare. So yeah, he I'm the janitor and the manager. What not ad makes me want to punch a wall. As a self-employed individual of a one-person corporation, I'm the janitor and the manager as well. I do all tasks. Yeah, Mason, we gotta get you on. We did have Edison on some time ago. It's been quite a while. Not since we rebranded the Pokeflips, but we gotta get you on, Mason, down the line. I always wonder who's buying these graded modern packs, and it's crazy what premium people put on things in a plastic case. Yeah, again, to me, it makes more sense. It feels better. When I sell a pack that raw light is a few $100s, and then there's $100 or $200 premium to get it in a 10, that feels better. It feels safer for the person buying it. when I pay 25 or $50 to grade a $2 to $15 pack or a $5 to $15 pack, and I make the same $100 profit, it's a little scary. And that's what lends me more towards the whole super bubble talk. Same thing, grading a 50-cent coin and selling it for $100, grading a $1 Pikachu V Union promo and selling it in a CGC Perfect 10 for $300. Kind of makes me worry. Things like that. Grading booster packs feels the same as grading video games to me. One thing that worries me, it doesn't worry me that much because I'll likely never buy a graded video game. I might grade some video games, but I'll likely never buy one. Or if I do, I'll buy it knowing the risk, and I'll buy it not as an investment, but as a highly speculative or like a collectible item, as a consumer, not an investor. But one thing that I like about packs to some extent, as I said, these are light packs. It's very unlikely anyone's ever going to open this to open the pack to get a non-hollow Wigglytuff or something like that. Very, very unlikely. But when it comes to like BBCE wrapped boxes, or when it comes to graded packs to some extent, there's a chance that someone might open it someday to get what's inside. What that does is it puts a little bit of pressure on the authenticator to make sure they know what they're doing and not encapsulating fake or resealed items. Because down the line, whether it be 10 days or 10 years later, someone might come back and on a YouTube video, on a live stream, they might open it and say, hey, that was fake, that was resealed, that was whatever. Look at the 86 Fleer box that was opened at the National. Look at the Logan Paul case. We've had one or two instances that I've seen on video where someone opened a PSA graded booster pack and then it was a resealed pack. So there's more accountability when someone grades something that might be open down the line. When you grade a VHS, or when you grade a video game, or when you grade potentially a Apple product, we just had that thing in the news, $30,000 for an Apple iPhone 1, whatever it was. If you grade an item like that, no one is ever going to open that because all the value will be destroyed, and there's really the contents are. I mean, in the case of an iPhone 1, you can buy one functional on the secondary market for a fraction of that. You can buy the newest model for a fraction of that. You're really not going to crack open a VHS to pop it into your VCR and watch the Titanic or a Disney movie or something like that. So there's no like accountability. There's no recourse for if fakes slip through, and that just really has me a lot more cautious in those markets. They're markets I don't plan to dabble in too much. But yeah, that's where I'm at with all that. So grading packs, I get it that they feel the same as grading video games to you, but to me they feel a little bit better than that. If it's a hierarchy of things, graded cards, graded coins, like not Pokemon TCG coins, but like proper coins, graded coins, graded cards, the final end collectible, I like all that stuff. Graded packs I don't like quite as much. Graded video games, VHSs, graded Funko Pops, I like less and less as you go down that scale or up that scale, whichever way you're going. One thing to be fair, so the vintage packs I grade are all light. The ultra modern packs I grade are all unweighed. So like the Hidden Fates packs I graded, theoretically, very unlikely. What are your odds? 1 in 700 packs to pull that Charizard VMAX. Theoretically though, 10, 20, 50, 100 years from now, someone might be opening a PSA 10 Hidden Fates pack to try and pull the Charizard Shiny Vault 49. Probably not, but who knows? Maybe they're trying to pull this nice Dragapult as well. But we'll see. Yeah, Trainer Max going the U-Block Origin. I have that, but as a YouTuber who makes some very small amount of money from ads, I feel bad having that on. So YouTube Premium now, I can now sleep easier knowing that I'm not making ad revenue from people watching my ads and then using U-Block Origin to not watch others. So I've got the YouTube Premium thing going on. the people whose content I consume, they're getting the fractions of a cent that they deserve. um yeah, this is Ryan getting into the vintage versus modern debate when it comes to video games. I've seen like graded WADA 9.8 or VGA 95 Switch games going for a high premium, and that gets into the same discussion as cards. So yeah. Um and that's like, as a collectible itself, the art of these packs is very nostalgic to me. The slab is very hefty, solid. I don't like the inconsistency that I feel in the actual grading of the item, but like the end product, the resulting product, I like this as a collectible item. I just like the feel of it. To me, I enjoy it as a collector. And I can see, as you said, VMAX Climax, EV Heroes packs. I understand that some people out there will want the presentation of having that hefty piece of plastic, that 10 out of 10 label. It's just something people really like. I just don't understand the premiums. I would preach patience on things like that. If you feel like you have to have a graded EV Heroes pack, maybe try to grade it yourself. If you have the money though, and you're not worried about future value, I mean, you're fair to spend your money however you'd like to. So that it's always fair and fine for people to just buy things as they see fit. Little bit behind, so I'm gonna try to race through chat to get caught up. Oh, oh no, I'm quite a ways behind. So let me try to get caught up here. I just jumped to the bottom, but yeah, grading. I mean, personal value towards grading is very subjective, and as I said, I'm one individual. Ryan, you're one individual as well. The market is the sum of every other individual operating in the market. So at the end of the day, like, if you value something less than the market, sell it. If you value something more than the market, buy it at the prevailing market price. That's all you can really do. Um, yeah, I created the whole all slabs are bags. I didn't say all slabs are bags. I said slabs are bags. A lot of them are, a vast majority with the improper intent. No slabs, no single slab is a bag if you buy it with the right intent, in my opinion. Even if you buy a $200 PSA 10 Hidden Fates Charizard pack, if you buy it knowing that in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, it's probably going to be half the value, then you spent money on something that I wouldn't have spent money on, but that's fine. Like, I might go out and blow $100 at a bar, eating some chicken wings and drinking beer with a buddy, and you blow it on lost value in a pack that you keep and enjoy for years and years and years in your collection. So to each their own, both are fair and reasonable. Bring the whole family to Japan. Yeah, no way I'm going to Japan. Yeah, BBCE. I talked about the wrapping thing a little bit. I believe they're still involved in the packs. It is what it is. The packs that I send, I get out of boxes that I personally open. I get the modern ones out of wholesale product that I get direct from Pokemon distributors. So I have no concern for any of my graded packs, their authenticity. The sole exception being, like, I've bought some raw base first edition packs and graded them, but I bought them from Pokemon Radar. I bought them from guys that I knew the source, the ultimate source, and I was comfortable with. Um oh wow, you need to pay $300 for a Rita to get a signature. Yeah, I mean, supply and demand. I think his signature adds more than $300 to the card, so people will probably still pay it. Um, how do I store the graded packs? They don't have that as far as I've seen. Like, I love these graded card sleeves that, oh, I'm going it the wrong way. I love these graded card sleeves that you can buy for the packs, and I'll have to reach out to some of the manufacturers of these and see if they do a graded booster pack perfect fit, because this product's amazing and I would use it the same way. But as of right now, I pretty much just like stack them. I have a couple safes that I keep a lot of my low mid-end inventory in, and I'll literally just put like, I'll put a stack of the Team Rocket packs in like this, and I'll try to minimally, like, you don't want to let them rub together and scratch everywhere. I'll just try to minimally manipulate them and move them around until someone buys them, and I'll be careful to not scratch them. But yeah, this is the way I store them for now. Still 15 minutes behind. I don't do any Yu-Gi-Oh at all. I don't know anything about it, and so many reprint variations. I just, yeah. Do you think non-personalized signatures will be more valuable because of this? I'm really not the guy to ask about signatures. I don't like them. I don't know much about them. Generally speaking, though, as far as I understand, the personalization, because if it says Mitsuhiro Arita for Dan, I'm named Dan. Not many people, I mean, Dan is a fairly common name, but still 99% of people or more aren't named Dan. So I can see that detracting from value, just his signature alone being more valuable. So yeah, that's my general limited knowledge on it. I've seen, yeah, so the full art winner trophy. So the world's promos were the championship festivals. They were all the starters kind of like in the tube or whatever they call it, the public transport in London. And the full art Pikachus were the same as the ones that I have. The full art same as they started in 2014. Oh, so you got a dinner, you got signed items, you got a shirt for $300. Pikachu wrapped up his stream, looks like 3:30. Nice stream there. I'll have to watch the last half an hour or so of it in the morning when I'm packing orders. But yeah, it was good while I was there. Fun chat. Um the 2022 World's Promos cards, is that a sealed pack of Champions Festivals? I've been seeing those sell for anywhere between like 400 and $600. I saw Charlie Herlocker, who Nick and I are having on Pokeflips tomorrow. He sold out of the staff stamped ones for $500 a piece. I don't know how many he had exactly, but whatever he had, he sold out for $500. The English one alone, I think 300 to 400, 500-ish maybe. So to me, if they're starting as $100 starting bid, I'd definitely be bidding in that auction. I'd be trying to get them below market. I want one for my collection, a sealed pack, and then I wouldn't mind getting a few if I can get them at the right price to just grade and flip the individual cards. Per English copy. To me, $100 for the English copy. If anyone has $100 Champions Festivals from 2022, I would buy many at $100 a piece for the US one. Generally speaking, the packs that I've broken down packs. I've had some stamped variants too, all the way up to champion stamp. The English is usually on par in the same vicinity with Japanese, quite a ways above. I actually just shipped earlier today. I shipped a PSA 10. I forget if it was German or French, but it was the SM148. I forget what year that was, 2017 maybe. SM148 I shipped in English. Or was it a PSA 9 for 200? It was a PSA 9 SM148, French or German or something like that for 270. No, it was English. I'm losing my mind. It was the PSA 9 English one for $270. SM148. Sorry, I've sold quite a few of them. I have a decent amount of festivals listed. In PSA 10, a lot of the foreign ones are selling anywhere between 200 and 300, and in PSA 9 they're selling anywhere between 70 and 120. And the English, I haven't had an English or a Japanese PSA 10 in quite a while, so I don't even know what those are going for right now. But thoughts on the PSA 10 Zard selling on PWCC for an all-time low in the past 2 years? I saw it went for like 200,000. I didn't look at it. I saw it was a one cert. It was a fairly early grade. I don't subscribe to the idea, but a lot of people do, that the earlier the certs are, the worse they are. I don't know if it was a strong or weak example, but it doesn't surprise me. The market overall is down in a lot of places, and for that to come down 50% or whatever it has from the high feels reasonable to me. I'll never own that card in PSA 10 unless I crack out a 9 and regrade it and get lucky. Um, Bids on a staff copy for 550. Yeah, Mason, Evo is a pretty big part of my business, and I don't know if or how eBay buying TCG Player will affect it. I'm semi hopeful in a way that TCG Direct could come to me through the form of my eBay standing. Like right now, I don't use TCG Player to sell. I haven't in several months, but I kind of want to get to where I could do TCG Direct, but I don't want to do the work to get there. So if I could shortcut it by, hey, now that we're owned by eBay, we see the volume you do over there, we'll hook you up with Direct. Like that would be really cool. To just skip that few months worth of work. That's about the extent of my thoughts on it. For now. Yeah, the sleeves are nice to not worry about scuffing the cases. It's a shame when you've got a great looking card with actually I've got one right here that just got returned to me. I grade and ship so many cards, but look at this Arcanine that has this massive scratch. Someone returned it to me. I'm gonna try the why can't I think of it? Plastex. I'm gonna try the Plastex and see if I can buff this out. But it is a shame to get like a mint 9 card with a big visual scratch on the case that just detracts from the eye appeal. So Ava Ava out here calling herself out, shamelessly using uBlock Origin. She'll Venmo me 20 cents. Bring the 20 cents to Denver and we'll be even there. Cash deal to make up for the uBlock Origin use. Fortnite games selling graded. Fortnite games or cards? Because the game is like a download on Epic Launcher. I think you can buy a box in a store that like has a code inside of it to download it. But yeah, when I downloaded Fortnite, it's a free game for one. And yeah, I guess I don't know what the game would be. The Card Economist opened a graded evolutions pack and hit a Charizard. So yeah, maybe 50 years from now, they're gonna get the last laugh. They're gonna be selling their graded packs to people who are buying them to rip them, getting the big hits. Because all my ultra modern packs, to be fair, are unweighed. So my vintage ones, the cutoff would be like anything pre black and white would be weighed light, 99.9% of cases. But black and white to current. Black and white arrow would probably all be weighed too, to be fair. X and Y to current, though, would probably be safer because around Breakpoint Breakthrough is when they started doing the code card thing and weighing got more difficult and or impossible. I don't really know, but so yeah, anything pre-XY would likely be a light pack if you're buying it graded. I did hear, though, from guys like Gary, years ago, I think people used to take a complete base set unlimited box, 36 packs, send them all to be graded. I've never done that. Even when they knew grading was a thing, like I know years ago, maybe Gary's changed his stance on it, but I remember years ago Gary having the stance that he didn't like light packs being sent to be graded. He thought they should be like unweighed or whatever. And he had mentioned before, whether he did it or someone else did it. Pretty wild though. So maybe some of the folded pack, maybe you have a chance that there's going to be unweighed packs in there. Maybe you can get a hollow hit, but I wouldn't play that game. I wouldn't risk it. Yeah. Yeah, Java. Since you have distributor access, have you thought about offering new products through the Discord, or do you try to keep that part of the business separate? Jake and I have talked about it. I don't have a big enough account, one, to get enough product to make it reasonable. Through our Patreon, we have about 270 members. Like the Zard Ultra Premium Collection is a perfect example. I'm getting a decent amount of them. I'm getting 66. But if I tried doing some kind of a release through Discord, through the Patreon, We have 270 patrons, all of whom would want one, and I only have 66. And I'm not getting them. That product is a completely different animal too, because the market price is going to be double or triple what I pay on it. If you look at a booster box like Chilling Rain, and I wouldn't be able to get it to anybody for cheaper than you can just buy it yourself on eBay, because guys like P Football Pete are buying them for $70 a box when I'm buying them for 86 a box, and they have 2% eBay fees and I have 12% eBay fees. It just doesn't work. So the thought has been there. It just in practice wouldn't function at all. Unfortunately. Skippy, very dependent on the era. The newer it is, the more likely when you buy a near mint card, the more likely it is to be near mint or better. The older it is, the more likely it is to be closer to that PSA 7 grade, if not lower. That's really all I can say. Okay, if you buy 70, let me write that down. That's graded 70 by 120 millimeter tarot sleeves. That fits the graded ones or regular packs? Because if it fits the graded ones, that's actually awesome. I'll definitely get a bunch of those ordered. Cali Sweeper. I've sold 15 Sealed Champions Festivals packs from this year's World and have kept having to raise the price. Why are they going for way more than older sealed packs? Modern versus vintage. Why is Moonbreon going for more than some PSA 10 WotC First Edition Hollows with 10% or less of the PSA pop? Modern versus vintage is the answer. Let me know, Callie. You sold 2 sealed yesterday for 800. Wow. And 2 for 750 the day before. That's crazy to me. I know which ones I'd be buying. This one was the newest event. It was likely one of the larger ones ever attended. The print run was likely higher. The attrition's lower to some extent because it's the newest one. So yeah, that's just the age-old modern versus vintage. It just is what it is, I guess. That's crazy. Maybe I won't be adding one of those to my sealed collection anytime soon. I want to start grading to strictly sell, not really interested in grading for my PC, more of a minty binder set collector. How much money should I start with when jumping into this journey? The more the better. There's really no right or wrong amount. It all depends on, if you're doing it as a hobby and you don't need to take money out of it, you can start with any amount. The more time you can put into it, the better. I mean, time and money are fairly, they're both your most useful resources. Money, I mean, money you can always get more of, time you can't though, so keep that in mind too. But yeah, if you're just doing it as a side hustle hobby and you enjoy doing it, I mean, you can start with $50, buy a $50 collection, flip it, work your way up to where you get $500, grade a few of the cards, and just keep. I mean, I started with $5,000 8 years ago, and everything I have today is from that seed money, and I've taken out a lot. This is a good question. What percent of Japanese cards do you grade compared to English? 10% maybe. In the future, it'll probably skew quite a bit higher than that. But overall, it's probably been 5% or less. More recently, the past year, it's probably been 10%. Overall, though, maybe 5%. Less than that for sure. Because I've graded so many like WotC First Edition non-holos. I got a bunch of early CGC 9.5s. Better to cross-grade at PSA or break out and send to PSA? What makes the most sense? I never like cross-grading in case. I think they're going to see the 9.5, and they make the same amount of money whether they send to you the 9.5 and do no work, or whether they crack it out, encapsulate it in the 10. And then they take on some risk in doing that because they could damage your card accidentally when cracking the slab. Or they could crack it and there's some damage that we didn't see. Now we can't give it the 10. So to me, I don't send in case almost never. I'm not sold out of UFO spellbooks. I have them up in my store. I'm map restricted, so they're $40. You can probably buy them cheaper elsewhere, but mine are there on eBay for $40. Booster boxes for $112. A disc version of Fortnite. I didn't even know about that. You can weigh Fusion Strike on for sure too. I still think with packs like that, I don't think many people are out there weighing them. I know I'm not. I get so many. They're so accessible. Even if that's a thing, I'm not doing it. So if you buy a Fusion Strike pack onward from me, it's going to be unweighed. Anyone else, I can't speak to them. Shout out Nick, Old Skool Pokemon in the chat. I'm almost caught up, so I'm going to get caught up, and then we're going to go through the raw cards here. 30 minutes left. I've got 30 minutes left in my live stream. Feel free to leave a question in the chat if you've got any. Doran CT gets booster boxes at 60. They've been around for so long. I've never heard of a number that low. Okay, so that's raw. There's probably a number out there. There's probably an item out there that would work relatively well. I'll have to look into it, but $900. That's crazy. Think student loan forgiveness will lead to an increase in collectibles market. So this was posted in Discord earlier today. I saw, I think, $10,000 of borrowers' things are being forgiven. The difference between this and like the COVID stimulus money, as far as I understand, I don't have student loans. I'm not being affected by this. COVID checks were like a physical check. Hey, here's money. Go spend it somewhere. Go buy some nice shiny cardboard. This one is loan forgiveness. So if you have, say, $20,000 of loans and $10,000 is being forgiven, I don't know if they're lowering your minimum payment or if they're taking years off your repayment plan. So if you would have paid for 10 years, are you now paying for 5-ish? Or is your principal going from 500 down to 250? I have no idea. Fairly big difference between the two. If someone had 10,000 exactly in loans and now they're completely paid off, well, now they just freed up the entire 200 a month, 500 a month, whatever their monthly payment was. So it can't have a negative effect, really. How bullish, how positive of an effect will it have? I have no idea. I don't expect the market to just completely turn around because of that thing. But who knows? You never know. Maybe Mr. Beast makes a 120, 200 million viewed video about Pokemon cards or something, and along with the student loans, along with whatever other crazy perfect storm thing comes up, what if CGC graded booster packs with subgrades? Wouldn't that just hand them over the keys for sealed product grading? I have no idea. That would be very interesting because I'd love to see why a pack gets an 8 versus a 10, but I don't know how much I'd believe in it. Yeah. The Flex Gods. Hope you're going to Denver. Be really cool to meet you. Nice channel over there. Got a nice podcast going, the Cardboard Hands podcast with the old card shop. Another guy I'm looking forward to meeting in Denver. If you have pristine 10s, I feel like you'd have a better shot of crossing those to PSA 10s. I probably would have a hard time cracking out a 10 to try to get a 10. So yeah. My burner account pumping the stream. I'm actually wearing, I don't know if that's a fresh screen grab or if that's from the last one. I think I'm wearing the same shirt. Why do you think the Pika trophy art stay the same? What would you like to see in a new art? Alt art trophy Pikachu, whatever that would be. Sounds pretty cool. But or amazing rare style or something, even though those are already done and over with, it seems like. But the half arts went for 10 years. Maybe they're gonna go 10 years with the full arts is all I can think. If the 2-year, I had some thought that maybe the 2-year gap, they might use that time to switch over to the new art, but they hadn't. The next question is going to be, okay, in 2024, it's been 10 years now. Are we going to get the new art now, or are they going to push it 2 more years because we had a 2-year gap? Nobody knows. We don't even know that 10 years like a plan they have. It's just one time the half arts went for 10 years, so we've kind of presumed the full arts will go for 10 years. That's a complete guess. You ever get a BGS bump, 10 everything, 9.5 centering, think about just sending it in case trying to get a bump? I do very little with BGS. I've cross-graded the PSA 9 Charizard base first to BGS 9.5 in case, but I've never sent a BGS card back to BGS trying to get a bump. I've seen anecdotal evidence. I believe there was a Dijin of from Magic that had quite the glow up over time, just being sent off over and over again to BGS. I don't know the prospects of that, the odds of that, but years off and minimum down for mine, I believe, student loan. They're lowering the payment from 10% of discretionary income to 5% for the loan. So that's pretty significant. Again, at worst, no effect. At best, bullish. So those are my thoughts. Yeah, I would look at the card. I mean, I know you do a lot of sports. I think you do quite a bit more BGS than I do. I would look at some of your other slabs with the grade that you hope to get and see if it's reasonable that they would get them. Maybe send them in the same package. Say, hey, this got 9.5 centering. This got 9 centering. By my eyes, this one's better. Give me the bump. I don't know how that works. I've never tried it. If it does, let us know. Do a video on your channel and let us know. People go check out the Flex Gods. Loans have been in deferment for the last 2 to 3 years, so that monthly has already been spending into the market. That is true. I think it's like, I don't know if that's been deferred as part of this plan too further, but I think it was October that those are coming back. But I'm not positive. I paid off my loans many, many moons ago, a little over 10 years ago, which is crazy to think, but 1 year out of college. I lived with my parents out of college for 1 year. No, 2 years. 1 year, the first year I paid off my student loans. The second year I saved up a down payment, and then I moved out just after year 2. I don't believe anyone saw me there because I definitely wasn't there. Maybe there's a doppelganger I have there. Who told me? So Mason's got the in on the Mr. Beast video that's planned. There we go. Flex is going to Denver. I'm exposed for only wearing one shirt. Oh man. Sorry if you've answered this already. Yeah, definitely. I know we have the whole paywall Patreon thing going on. Definitely the Pokenomics Discord. There's a channel for meetups. It will be titled Collecticon Denver for that weekend. Generally, at events like that, I try to ping my location. Hey, I'm hanging out at my booth. Hey, I'm hanging out in this hotel lobby. We've got a trade event going on. Hey, we're going out to this bar for some drinks. Whatever it will be, I'll try to keep that updated. I know that there's a lot of other great free Discords out there too. There's a lot of people going from Professor Oak's Discord. Shout out them. There's probably a lot of people going from like the E4 Discord. All over the place. I'm sure there's a lot of different ways to communicate. So get in tight with people, get in the different Discords, get in the different mailing groups, group chat, text messages, whatever it may be, just so that you're in the loop for the event. I have a table. Nick, Old Skool Pokemon, booked an entire section, and I'm like subletting one of the tables from him, along with a ton of other great people. Really looking forward to the event. With that though, I'm mostly caught up. I'm like 2 minutes behind on chat. I think there's more questions coming in, but let me go through the raw cards from my collection because I've only got 20 more minutes. So if Jake, I do see Nick made it over. If Jake made it over, this is for you, Jake. Baby shiny. Okay, we got a Pikachu there. We don't want to see. We got some celebrations here that Jake's not going to be excited about. But check out these baby shinies. I heard from Pokenomics that these were a good investment, so I paid up big time for this collection. As I said, 5,400 USD, and I want to say a vast majority of that was attributed right to these baby shinies naturally. So yeah, great investment pieces. Looking ahead, really bullish. But seriously, I like the baby shinies a lot. I liked Hidden Fates. I like Shining Fates, but fun, super cheap cards. Not actual investment advice there. I love celebrations. Some nice raw cards. We got some Japanese singles in there too. We got some full art Vs. Fun, cool, flashy, modern raw cards thrown in. We've got Eevee Heroes. Great set. Some of these I'm going to have to look over and grade. We got the... this isn't the Moonbreon, but it's like some people actually prefer this one to the Moonbreon art. We got the big Sleepy Espeon. We got Charizard VMAXs. We got pretty cool selection of raw cards. Japanese and English. Really cool stuff. We got... oh, I should know. I don't think... Was this Kanazawa? I forget if this is the Kanazawa Pikachu. I think there were 2 variants of that. One that came in the box, and then one that came separately that wasn't a reverse holo, but it was a holo. This might be Kanazawa, but I believe this is one of the Pikachu promos commemorating the opening of a new Pokemon Center. Anyways, there's the raw stack. Oh, we had a few more baby shinies hiding over here with the frog stars. You can never have too many gold star Greninjas, so these will be added to the pile. And then let me do a little bit more chat. This will be like the main event. We're gonna tease a little bit further. Yeah, the Pokenomics Discord people have an entire section of booths in Denver. That's what Nick booked, and we BGS 9.5, 10 9.5, 10 9.5, send a PSA in case or crack for the 10. I've been asked with the subgrades. I need to see the card. I'm assuming this is your, what is it, Realm of the Gods, your Dragon Ball Z card. I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z, but it's the one you pull in the live that you've talked about. If the card looks like a PSA 10, I would crack it and send it for the 10. I can't go off subgrades alone because there's so much variance in what cards with those subgrades actually look like in practice. So it's risky, it's scary, I know, but like at the end of the day, as long as you don't damage it, BGS is less scary too because they have a sleeve in there. You're less likely to get a plastic shard going through your card. So I would definitely lean towards cracking it. Theoretically, as long as you don't damage it, you should be able to send it back to BGS and get a 9.5 again. Theoretically, the card is the card. There's a decent chance with those subgrades. I mean, that's like a 9.75 average. That is the strongest you can get as a 9.5 plus without being a 10. So to me, it feels like a reasonable play, but that's not financial advice to crack it. So loans were pushed to December 31st. Not surprising. We'll go to Denver if you get a Bayi sponsorship. If anyone from Bayi is watching, feel free to reach out. I mean, I'd take one too, so hit us up. Yeah, keep an eye on the Discords. What is a card artwork within any hobby, not just Pokemon, where you just stopped and was amazed by the artwork? Nick and I both have the same answer. Nick just talked about it earlier, but nostalgia is such a huge part of this hobby for me. And Pokemon Yellow was my first game with a Kiwi Game Boy Color, as you see behind me. Second game, and honestly, probably my favorite game, being serious about it and really thinking about it, Pokemon Crystal, because you had Gen 1 and Gen 2. You had all 8 original gyms once you beat the first 8, and you got to do the lap around the original Kanto gyms. Amazing game. The Shining Gyarados from Neo Revelation. The Lake of Rage. The red Gyarados that you encounter in the game. When I see that art, it takes me right back to this Game Boy Color with the purple worm light. I had the big magnifying glass that had a light built in. After that, I got the Glacier Game Boy Advance. After that, I got the Flame Red Game Boy Advance SP. And that Crystal version was played for so many hours in each of those systems. And I think about the worm lights up at camp, driving up north into the Adirondacks to go camping for the weekend. And we'd have a washout weekend. And I'd be playing the game the whole time because you couldn't go out and do anything. It was all, I mean, maybe a little bit of swimming, maybe a little bit of something, but a lot of Game Boy Color playtime, a lot of Crystal playtime when we had some rainy camp days. Pokenomics definitely called Baby Shiny Investments financial advice. He's not here to refute it either, so I don't see Pokenomics in chat to refute it. So yeah, I'm running with it. Baby Shinies are officially financial advice from Jake. You can't lose. This will moon. Colt put it in quotes, so it must have been an actual quote from the last 30 minutes. Classics, Matt, how's it going? Just hanging out. I showed off a collection of some cards I've bought recently. I showed off some booster packs, some vintage packs that I graded. Pretty good 10 rate on Jungle, Fossil, and Rocket. I think Jungle had the best 10 rate. Rocket was a bit worse, but still had a few 10s in there. Mostly 9s, though. And then I think I only had 1/8 in the whole submission. 23 packs. So just getting Matt up to speed. Pokemon Classics has got a great channel over there. I actually just watched your video a couple hours before I went live today. Nice video there on how 2020 changed the hobby, if it changed the hobby. Yeah, we're about to do a baby shiny buyout. We're always doing a baby shiny buyout. Good subgrades run it, gotta pay to play. Gotta risk it to get the biscuit. Chill Fire Emblem Cipher, please. Fire Emblem Cipher to the moon. No idea what it is, but it sounds like it's going to the moon. Yeah, to me, like, it's funny. I got somebody said that on one of my videos about Orlando Collecticon. I said that selling and buying were secondary. Meeting people, networking, hanging out, just enjoying the business trip primary. And then I had a video showing how I sold several $1,000s worth of product and I sold the trophies to Rusty and all that. Seriously though, like, I have a table. I'm not at all stressed on whether or not I get to use it. I know there's a lot of people who it's a bit more of a stretch to get to the event to begin with, and the table's a decent outlay of capital. I mean, it's $225, I think, if you buy one table. Maybe you even, I think you have to buy 2 tables together minimum. They package them together. It's a decent expenditure though to get a table. And if we get a huge crew from the Pokenomics Discord, from the Professor Oak Discord, and people want to put their stuff out and we're like running out of space, I'll just pick my stuff up, throw it in my backpack, no sweat. Like, I paid for a table, but like if I don't get to use any of it, I'm not even stressing. I just want to meet people, hang out, have a good time. If I sell stuff, it's secondary. So I'm doing that with a booth because I'm just not worried where I'm at as in the hobby, as my business. Again, Pokemon's been nice to me. So no sweat putting that out there. If it's a stretch though, like, if it would take away, like, if you'd have to earn that money back through sales and you think that'll take away from your weekend, like, maybe just go no table. But as I said, get in the Discords. You'd be free. And what do we got? We got 66 people watching. So not all 66 people watching could have a portion of my table. I guess you could all put 1 slab up. Let me know that you watch this live and let me know that you want 1 slab. I think you can fit like 80 slabs on a table. So yeah, each of you can have one space in the table if you come and to wanna get an experience vending. Throw your price sticker up and throw it in there. Yeah, Crystal was amazing. Shout out Classics, got some great, yeah, Wormlight. Wormlights were awesome. Am I doing anything for 2222 subs? Is that a new, did PSA just come out with like a new special? Is that a sub $30 special they just launched or something? I'm pulling up their Instagram right now. Let me know in the comments. I don't see anything on their Instagram, but yeah, I don't know what that is exactly. Oh, 20, oh, okay. 20, I'm thinking I got graded cards on the mind. These 2222, I'm assuming, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something that's not a number that comes to mind as being too special. Usually round number. I mean, 2222 is an even number. It's got a lot of symmetry. It's got a lot of stuff going for it. All 2s. But yeah, coming towards the end of the stream, and I'm waning my mental function after last night's live stream, and I'm gonna be live tomorrow. I'm losing it. Spreadsheet games on point. Let me get caught up in chat, and then we'll unveil in the last 10 minutes these the graded cards. Cardboard Hands podcast. Flex, hit up I think Josh. I think the old card shop has already, I could be remembering wrong. There's so many people in the various discords. There's so many people going to Denver, but I think there are still a couple unclaimed tables from Nick. I believe he's been paid for like 6 or 7 of the 10, and then he's doing one himself too. So hit up Old Skool and see if any are left, or hit up Josh. Maybe Josh, Old Card Shop, already has one. I don't know if you want an entire table or if you just want to buy in. Yeah, hit up. Yeah, Peak Detru says we'll have room. Talk to Nick. Okay, so Thrifty already answered you. Talk to Nick. I'm sure there'll be space somewhere. It's gonna be quite the section we've got going there. Really excited, looking forward to it. Yeah, my sub count. I was a little slow on 22. Got me searching on that PSA grind. Absolutely no fireball shots before I go. I had some Yinglings last night on Jake's channel, and that was plenty. Usually I just do beers. Beers all day, all night. The shots, though, the shots are rough, and Jake was a bad influence there. Open battle styles. So Jake's here. I don't know if he's still here. He only posted that 1 minute ago, so hopefully he's still here. Here you go, Jake. You missed this earlier. My baby shiny investment, per your advice. $5,400 collection, and it was almost all baby shiny. It didn't have anything to do with these, nor these, nor, let's just show them now. So we've got Shiny Star V, Waifu, Skyla. We got the Shiny Star V, Gem Mint Charizard. We've got another Waifu, Marnie, in the red label, PSA 10. We've got a special delivery Pikachu, Gem Mint 9.5, and then the main event, the main card from the collection, of which I've never owned, a 2006 Championship Arena Autumn Battle Road. So it's like a lower tier, lower end trophy card, I would say. Let me again, Bulbapedia knows a lot more than me. Bulbapedia. I forget how many of these were awarded. Let me see if the trophy spreadsheet. I don't know if the trophy spreadsheet has this on it. There's a great trophy spreadsheet that Enlightened Bulbasaur and a bunch of other E4 people put together. The 2006. I don't believe this one's on here. Pretty cool promo, though. You've got the Championship Arena with Dialga and Palkia. Pretty cool art there. They have one with a Celebi as well. I believe there's a couple different variants of that, but card I've never owned before. Definitely a decent portion of the $5,400 was attributed towards that. But I mean, some other great cards too. Raw, graded, CGC, PSA. Really cool collection pickup that I was happy to make. Yeah, the glare on that is terrible. But that's it. That's I'm gonna hang out with chat for the last 5 or 10 minutes. That's everything I have in today's collection that I bought. I showed my packs again. Let's see where we're at. Fractionalized shares of Dan's table. Yeah, we'll have to start the bidding. Get the NFTs made up. Battle Styles box, please. Absolutely not. No sealed product will be open today. I've gotta take off opening product for like the next 6 months to make up for that 8.5 hour live stream. What's your hope price for the next PSA special? Most optimistic and most realistic. Also, I logged in immediately into my PSA account as well. So I hoped the 18 wouldn't have come already, come and gone in July. I hope that my 2020 November and December come back sometime soon. I hope they come back before the next sub $30 special. I believe and hope that the next special is less aggressive. Nat Turner was quoted as saying in his, I believe it was with Sports Card Investor, a podcast interview thing that he did at the National. They took in way more than they expected at 18, and I didn't like the sounds of that. That felt bad, having cards that have been there more than 18 months and hearing that they took in way more than expected. In like, and they've still not gotten back my 18 plus month cards through a middleman. So yeah, I'm hoping for October, maybe around Denver timeframe. They say that, hey, we've completed the backlog. It's all like the oldest cards in-house are less than 6 months old. And I hope they announce like 20 to 25 somewhere. They do the lottery, they ease in gently, and then just continue through that trend. 25 down to 20, down to 18, down to 15, down to 12. It's going to be hard to get to 10, and I don't think they're going to do it anytime soon. I have an open bet with James of ZNG Emporium that I do not think $10 will be open to the public until 2024 or later. So if it happens in the next 16 months, I lose. If it doesn't happen by January 1st, 2024, I win. And I still think I'm going to win that bet. Yeah. Evo booster box, please. You guys are all bad influences. And I love it. I appreciate you for being bad influences, because I can't wait for Denver. What Jake and I did was it was an abomination, but it was very, very fun. And it was a glimpse into what I hope Denver will be. Just with like way more people, way more product, way more dollars being destroyed, opening that product. Vandy's gonna stay up all night thinking about what slab to put in my case. Yeah, Cardboard Hands, great podcast. It's no pokey flips, but shout out Cardboard Hands. It's a great listen. 5,400 US. So it was 5,400 US for everything. I think it was like 6,700. I just transferred it this morning. Overall, I think it was a pretty good buy. This one was fairly tough to price. I think the last sale was, I've actually got it right here. So the last sale on that card was $44.94 in January. And I paid $5,400 for the whole thing, but obviously there's a bunch of fees involved. It had a sale for $6,500. Whether or not that was real, I don't know. But yeah, it had these data points for prices. I forget exactly what we attributed towards that card, but I think it was in the vicinity of like 4,000. 4,000 with the last sale being 4,500. That's quite a lot. It might have been too much of the collector in me overpaying for that because I've never owned it, but we'll have to see. I think the low list currently on eBay is about 10,000 USD for this card. Very, very high, unrealistically high. I'm likely to list this somewhere around 6,000. I'll probably do just the firm price, no best offer, and see. I mean, if I sell it for 6,000, I did amazingly well. I will have paid for the entire lot with this card. Everything else is free. But this is one of those cards that like I've never owned before. The PSA 10 pop is 33, 48 PSA 9s, probably only a few hundred made. I forget the exact numbers. I need to look into it more. But if I own that card for a while, it's a card I'm more comfortable owning for a while. So that's where we're at. Yeah, the 2022 World's Festival packs are crazy. Championship Arena is around 300 or so estimated. So yeah, it's pretty low print, true rarity, scarcity, low production card. Not just PSA 10 of 33. If Jake's number is right, that's 10% of the population graded in PSA 10. If 300 were made, maybe more than 300 were made because 100 were graded. Were 33% of these graded with PSA alone? I don't know. That feels high. It feels like maybe there was more than 300 made, but in either case, it's a pretty scarce card. People are sleeping on Chilling Rain. Anything you ever thought was undervalued but never went up in price? Not really, because I got back into the hobby in 2014, and some of the things like everything went up from 2014. So from like original to now, everything's gone up. From 2020 to today, most things have gone down. Some have gone up though too. So given how long I've been in the hobby, everything's gone up some. Maybe some things haven't gone up enough. What those are, maybe they're the things that I have listed too high on eBay. Maybe they're the things that I mentioned that I don't list on eBay. Maybe they're the things that I am optimizing the slabs to try to get more out of them. But yeah, there's it's all a spectrum. And for a decent PSA submission, how much is shipping usually? I don't really pay attention to the dollars and cents of like I probably should pay more attention, but I think when I ship out, I just ship medium flat rate box with signature. I have a business insurance that covers everything, so to ship out to them, it's like $20, medium flat rate box insured, and then shipping back 60-ish, 80-ish maybe. I don't know exactly. So maybe $100 round trip for like a 200 card submission. Sounds reasonable. I think that's in the vicinity. That's like 50 cents a card if you look at it that way. $100 round trip shipping on 200 cards, 50 cents a card. Yeah, MetaZoo Seance is looking like they're gonna do 50K boxes, 50K of each SKU instead of 100,000. So that'll be interesting to see how that works out. They took in way more at 18. My life is over. I just got my March 2021 submission back yesterday. Yeah, I still haven't gotten through middlemen. So they're definitely slacking on the middlemen submissions for whatever reason. I'm assuming Classics was a self-submission. Bloodkin's order from 2021. It's in grading. Yeah, self-submitted. So self-submitted, they're in like March of 2021. Middleman submitted, they're in like Graded Gem, James the NG Emporium. They just recently got their last 2020 back. Ludkins, though, I have a couple from Ludkins through November, December. Maybe I'm like their last two, but yeah, unfortunate. What time is tomorrow's Poke Flips? Let me go into my group chat with Charlie and Nick and verify so that I don't misquote. I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, Charlie just gave me final confirmation. It's at 1 p.m. tomorrow. So 1 p.m. to approximately 3:30 p.m. We have special guests. So let me link Pokeflips again. Make sure you're subscribed. Go subscribe because tomorrow we have a legend of the hobby, Charlie Herlocker. Charlie collects on Instagram. So 1 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. We might get a little bit of bonus time. We'll have to see, but that's what Charlie's pledged to for us. He's a busy man. So yeah, really looking forward to tomorrow's live stream on Pokeflips with them. Oh yeah, that website was PokemonPrice.com. 1 p.m. We got the wrench, old school wrench in chat. Pokeflips greater than Logan Paul. Shout out Professor Oak. Talking about his Discord earlier. Will PSA 10 first edition base card continue to decline? If a lot more come up for sale, they'll continue to go down. If the next one doesn't come up for a year or two, they'll likely be flat or up. I have no idea. There might be one up for Heritage in the coming weeks or months. I'm not positive, but it all depends on the strength of the copy. It all depends on that's way above my pay grade. So I'm going to have no effect on whether or not that continues to go up or down. I don't have one to sell, and I'm not buying one. So yeah, that's way outside of my realm. We're almost completely caught up. Yeah. So Classics is talking here about if you're buying at retail through the post office, insurance of priority mail caps out at $5,000, and it costs about $100 to do that, plus the medium flat rate box postage. So if you don't have access to like the business insurance like I do, you're going to be paying $120 just for the one-way shipping. If you go above 5,000, say you have a really good submission, you can go up to 50,000 with registered mail. For the same $100, you can get $50,000 of insurance on registered mail. And it's a slower service, but it's more secure, higher insurance limits. So I have a business insurance, though, that as long as I put signature on it and I ship through UPS, USPS, or FedEx, It's covered for north of $50,000, and that's just included in the monthly premium I pay on my policy. So yeah, not everyone has access to that. Thanks, Matt, for pointing out the rate someone would have to pay at retail. Last Neogen Lugia first edition sale was like 20 to 30. Can't wait for Charlie's stream. Get him to Denver. He said he doesn't think he's going. Let's get some Pokeflip pressure and make it happen. Yeah, I felt bad. He had his flight canceled. He was actually going to go to Long Beach. He said he was going to Long Beach because he had some business there otherwise. And then since the event was going on, he was going to be there. But his flight got canceled and he didn't get to make it. That's really unfortunate. So maybe we can talk him in. Nick and I will see what we can do tomorrow live on Pokeflip. See if we can talk him in to Denver. Are they going to print Charizard UP box to the moon? First wave, I got 24 Celebrations Ultra Premium Collections. I'm getting 66 from one distributor, Ultra Premium Collection Charizards. I've doubled my order volume in 2022 to what I had done year to date in 2021, just for context. So I'm getting nearly triple what I got of the Celebrations one, but I've also doubled my order capacity through that distributor. So maybe that's why I'm getting so much. Am I picking up Cole? He's funny in Discord. He's always posting these like the most ridiculous shoes you've ever seen. I'm a dad. I got my cargo shorts. I got my New Balance shoes ready for Denver. Colt's trying to get me to drop like multiple grading fees worth on a pair of shoes when I'd rather just grade all these EV Heroes cards. I mean, should I wear my New Balances and grade like 10 cards, or should I wear these crazy Yeezys that Colt's trying to get me into? Let me know. With that though, I'm already 7 minutes into overtime. It's 4:37 p.m. Eastern. I appreciate everyone hanging out. It's been a great time. Normal self-promotion, all that stuff. Pokeflips I already linked. We're going to be there tomorrow live, 1 p.m. Eastern with Charlie. Buy it now consignments. Slide into my DMs. I'm going to be doing, yeah, I got the dad bod to go with it. I'm going to be doing buy it now consignments in the coming weeks, months, very likely. Fee structure is going to be 20%. It's going to have, at 2,500 higher, it's going to go down to 5%. There's going to be like a $250 minimum on what I'm going to take in. I'm not going to take in absolute junk slabs. But yeah, that's going to be going on. I'm excited to get some really cool consignments in to maybe not own the cards as I do with this one, but to have things pass through my hands will be cool to interact with the business from that side. New venture for me, something I've not done. Anyone have a recommendation for buying celebration packs wholesale? I need to finish my... I know a guy. Matt, hit me up. You mentioned recently too. Hit me up on Instagram or my email. I've got tons of celebrations packs I can give you a good deal on. Also, you mentioned about getting a card or a few cards graded. I can definitely... I've got a CGC send-off that's coming soon. Let me go a little bit of bonus time just to show this quickly. But I've definitely got a handful of cards that I want to get sent out to CGC. So I can slide a card or a few cards of yours in with them. Hit me up on both those things for sure. Yeah. My employer does not pay time and a half, unfortunately. But yeah, with that, everyone, gone on long enough. Classics, don't forget to message me. I'll definitely follow up. It's family time for the next 4 hours though, but I'll get to my messages 4 hours from now. If you've got any consignments or if you've got any messages to send me. With that, I will